High school was everything I expected. Lots of popular kids enjoying their lives, and unpopular kids being completely ignored. I was among the unpopular group. No one ever noticed my existence until Felix, my first friend who convinced me to forget about popularity and just focus on my studies. I listened to him, and we became really good friends, acing every paper that was brought our way like it was nothing. I think I may have outread Felix, or perhaps I was just luckier, because at our first exams, I excelled in every single one of my subjects. The teachers said they wanted to give me a 200% mark on all my subjects because it didn't seem like 100% was enough. They were fascinated by me and wanted to test my intelligence, so they called me in for more tests. I agreed to write the tests on the condition that Felix was also invited. He was invited and we wrote the exams together, acing every paper that was thrown our way. The teachers couldn't believe it. Felix and I were bumped up 2 grades, and our lives changed forever. Hey, you! My name is Kayla, and I'm here to tell you how a simple dress altered my reality. Like and subscribe so we can go on with the story. Thank you! Nobody had ever been bumped up not just 1, but 2 grades in our school, and in many schools around us before, so we quickly became popular. Felix avoided the popularity and just focused on studying. But I was tired of the constant studying already. I wanted to have fun. For the first time in my life, I had the opportunity to hang out with the popular kids as one of them. I couldn't miss it for the world. I quickly embraced my newfound popularity. I attended special parties with the richest kids, tutored both my juniors and my seniors in their private mansions, made friends with their celebrity parents, and even got some autographs. I went to the school library one day and found Felix, seriously studying as usual. Hey, bookhead!
Kayla, wow! It's been so long since we last spoke. I haven't been seeing much of you around. Haven't been doing a lot of studying, have you?
Definitely not. Not when I'm busy with celebrity parties, hangouts, and...
And free classes?
Huh?
Free classes, of course. Haven't you been tutoring almost half the school for free instead of studying for your own upcoming exams?
Yeah, and so what?
Do you really think this crowd cares about you? Can't you see that they're just using you to make their grades better?
And what if they are? The truth is you're just jealous because I'm popular now and you're not. I stormed out of the library. What did Felix know? He was just jealous.
Hey, Kayla, what's up?
Sierra stopped me immediately as I stepped out of the library. Hey, Sierra. I'm great. How are you doing?
Awesome. Can you do this homework for us?
She asked, handing me a huge pile of books.
It's just for me and a few of my friends. You can come for our party tomorrow if you're done with it on time.
She continued while twirling a little strand of her hair between her fingers. Someone coughed and I turned to see Felix standing at the library door. I turned back to face Sierra. Actually, I'd love to, but you see, I'm going to be very busy tonight, so I'll be unable to help you. But I'll meet you at the party tomorrow, okay? Sierra literally scoffed.
Party? What party? What makes you think that you're allowed into our party after refusing to help with our homework? Whatever. Bye.
She walked away and Felix started laughing behind me. I turned to him and he was about to say something, but I stopped him just in time. Don't even try uttering a word. I ran after Sierra and accepted the condition. I really wanted to attend that party no matter what. Besides, I wasn't losing anything by doing their homework by force. Nothing but my dignity, that is. My life continued this way. I taught the popular kids for free, helped with their homework, and even helped them during examinations. In exchange, they kept me popular. I wasn't crazy about the arrangement, but at least it worked. Somehow, things started getting out of control. I was attending too many parties, skipping classes, and even playing pranks on teachers. My grades started dropping, and I started to get into trouble with teachers and the school staff, people who previously loved me. Felix confronted me in front of my locker one day.
Kayla, I don't like what's happening with you. I've been trying to talk to you, but you never want to listen.
So, why are you here again then?
Because I care about you.
I'm sure you do. Look, I appreciate everything you've been doing for me, covering up for me whenever I miss a class, and attending parties so you can take me home safely after every party. You've been making sure that I never get harmed, and I appreciate it. It's quite noble. The only problem is that I never asked for your help. I've been very fine without it. Stop getting in trouble for me. Felix shook his head in disappointment.
Kayla, I don't know how else to reach you, but I just want you to know that no matter what, I'll always be on your side because you're my best friend.
I closed my locker and left him standing alone. I didn't have time for such nonsense. Things got worse over time. My grades dropped badly since I hardly ever made time to study, and soon I became an average to below average student, not much different from the people I was tutoring. When they noticed this, they were done with me. No one approached me for help with anything anymore, and shortly after, I stopped getting invited to cool people hangouts and parties. I tried approaching Sierra one day. "Hey Sierra, I want to host a party in my house this weekend, and I'll really appreciate it if you came." Sierra and her friends burst into laughter.
Look, just get lost, kiddo, and don't approach me with this nonsense ever again.
I ran into an empty classroom and started crying, but Felix was by my side in a minute, comforting me while I bawled my eyes out.
It's okay, Kayla. Let it all out.
I just can't believe they do this to me when I gave them my all. I gave them everything.
I know you did.
I just don't know who I am anymore.
Can I tell you?
What?
Who you are.
Yes, tell me please.
You're Kayla Warrington, the first girl to be bumped up 2 grades at one go in centuries. The loyal friend who refuses to go up a ladder alone. A friend who changed my life in ways that other friends can only dream of. You're an unstoppable force, Kayla, with a heart of gold, and anyone who fails to recognize that is an idiot.
You're right. You're a genius, Felix.
Huh? Yes, I am, but what do you mean exactly?
Anyone who fails to recognize my greatness is an idiot. I'll crash Sierra's party tonight.
What? That's not what I meant. Come back.
But I was already gone. As you must have already suspected and guessed, I was embarrassed and thrown out of Sierra's party immediately after I arrived. Luckily, Felix was waiting for me outside once again in his rickety car. "I can't believe you're here."
I'll always be here.
Felix helped me build up my studying habit once again, but it was really more difficult to keep myself on track than it was before. I remained an average student for some time, while I tried my best to get back my mojo. Felix didn't give up on me though. He did everything he could to help, and thanks to him, I was able to move up one step at a time. Over time, I tried my best to climb up the popularity ladder once again, but no matter what I did, I remained irrelevant, and this really affected my self-esteem. Felix always assured me that I was more than beautiful, but I didn't believe him. I continued looking down on myself. Prom finally arrived and I decided not to attend, but Felix and my parents kept trying to convince me.
If you don't go to prom, I won't go either. And you know that prom has been my dream for a long time. Are you really going to allow me to miss it?
Yes?
Sweetheart, we've all been waiting to see you in a really pretty dress today. Please don't disappoint us, okay? I even have the perfect gown for you. It's the exact same gown that I wore for my first ever prom, just like you. It will look great on you.
Fine, let's see it. My mom ran into her room and dug out an old but beautiful short ball gown, and I had to agree with their compliments when I checked myself out in the mirror because I was almost blinded by my own beauty and reflection. There was something about the gown. Once I stepped into the hall, everyone was in awe of my beauty. Everyone, both boys and girls, started struggling to spend just a few seconds with me, and I gave just a few of them the pleasure to hang out with me. I was even crowned prom queen that night. I totally forgot about Felix and enjoyed my prom night, but when it was time to go, there he was once again, waiting for me in his car outside. I couldn't believe it. That guy was really something. We spent some time studying and hanging out over the long break before a new school year finally began. After my experience at the prom night, I was ready to face the school year head on. I knew that it was going to be my year. To my surprise, when I arrived at school, the exact opposite of my expectations happened. Instead of people being crazy about me and worshiping me like they did that night, everything just went back to normal, with people ignoring me once again. No one apart from Felix behaved like I existed. I went back home that night and put on the gown. I was weeping, so I hope that sleeping while wearing the gown will remind me of how I felt that night and comfort me somehow. When I went to school the next day, everything had changed again. The tides had turned in my favor once again, and everyone was back to worshiping me. At this point, I realized that these strange occurrences had nothing to do with me, but absolutely everything to do with that gown. The gown had some sort of magical power that it extended to me whenever I wore it. After this astounding realization, my magical prom gown became my magical nightwear. I wore it every night to sleep, and every new day was filled with one blessing or the other. Another school year passed and I became the most popular and beautiful girl in my high school. I completely forgot about Felix's existence, and he didn't try to force his way into my circle either. He just stayed away and monitored me from afar. It creeped me out. After 1 year of sleeping with the magical gown every single night, it started getting weak, making me panic badly. After just a few days of me noticing its growing weakness, it ripped into two on its own. It was almost like it was tired of me and wanted to get away. Not wanting to give up on the only thing that gave my life meaning, I took the gown to different tailors to try to fix it, but the more they tried, the more it tore, until it finally tore to shreds almost paper-like. On that fateful night, I cried as I went to bed, spreading the shredded gown all over my skin. I could feel it in my soul. I knew that there was no life in the gown. I knew its powers had faded. I pretended to be terribly sick and managed to avoid school for 1 week until my mother dragged me to the hospital. The doctor tested me and assured my mother that there was nothing wrong with me, and I was probably just avoiding school. You can't figure out what's wrong with me because it's not something you can see, and it's definitely not your area of expertise.
Young woman, I can't believe you'll go to this extent to avoid school. I want you dressed bright and early, ready for school on Monday.
I can't go to school, Mom.
Yes, you can, and you will.
My mom dragged me to school on Monday morning and made sure I entered my class. I got to school, and no one could even remember who I was or why I was talking to them. I tried to convince my parents to send me to a new school, but all my pleas fell on deaf ears. I really wanted to feel the way the gown made me feel once again, so I decided to pretend like I was wearing the gown whenever I was in school or anywhere else. Once I made myself believe that I still had the powers of the gown, I was able to talk and act like I did previously. To my surprise, it worked, and everything went right back to my new popular normal. I realized that what I'd been lacking was confidence all along. The gown wasn't really magical, it just shone a light on what was already inside me. With my newfound confidence, I was also encouraged to read more, and my grades started getting back on track. I was reading in the library one day when I saw Felix's new girlfriend kissing another guy. I ran to tell him, but he didn't believe me.
You just want me to be alone and unhappy once again, Kayla.
Why would I ever want that? I love you. I didn't know when the words left my lips, and I was just as shocked as Felix when he heard them.
I'm sorry, it's too late now.
It took Felix some time, but he finally came around and told me he felt the same way.
I've always known that she was just using me to get better grades for her and her real boyfriend. But I just didn't want to be alone, especially after you rejected me for such a long time.
That is a terrible mistake, one I never hope to repeat. Thank you for giving me another chance. Chance.